Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Naresh Sukraj. Welcome back to my channel where I help people become more confident and deal with life's personal issues. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. And in this topic, I want to discuss why you shouldn't take a lot of the things you have for granted. Today, something happened to me that I didn't expect. My truck battery died, and I can't crank it. Now, thank God, my battery died when I was home, so I wasn't stranded anywhere or anything. And I kind of had this thought in my mind that maybe my battery's gonna die soon, but it won't be for a long time, so I just kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off until life hit me in the face and my battery is dead. I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck home right now. And you shouldn't take a lot of the things that you have for granted because they're not going to last forever. Everything has an expiration date. You could know the expiration date, or you may not expect when it's going to stop working in your favor, or just die completely, or anything like that. Anything can have an expiration date. Humans have an expiration date. This phone that I'm recording this video on is going to have an expiration date. Everything's going to have an expiration date, and we don't like to think about that. We like to think about, oh no, this life is forever. This happiness that I'm experiencing is going to last forever. Everything that I'm proud of and makes me me is going to last forever, and that's not true. You can't take your money to the grave. You can't take any of your physical possessions to the grave. So people try to do spirituality instead and make an excuse that you can take that to the grave. Well, we're not sure of that as well. So while you're on this earth, don't take anything for granted. Enjoy things for what they are, but if something's wrong, fix it. If something's wrong, make it up. Even if you think that it's going to be detrimental right now, even if you think that it's going to cause problems and it's going to cause a rift in your life where you don't know how to handle it, trust me, it's better than just putting it off and I'll take care of it later, and I'll just keep putting it off until one day it just hits you in the face and it's madness, and you don't know where to go from there because you always expected that certain thing to be there. You always expected your car to work to get you to work. You always expected your girlfriend or your boyfriend to always show you unconditional love. You always expected this to happen a certain way, when in the reality in real life things can change. Things can go a certain way. People can think a different way than what they used to think, and just the world is evolving around you, and if you just stay in a place where you expect everything to be the same over and over and over again, it's going to slam you in the face real quick, and you're going to have to adapt to this new world, this new change. And only the people that don't take everything for granted, and only the people who always keep an eye out for even the littlest thing in life that changes and they adapt to it, those are the ones that are always going to be on top, because nobody can overcome them. Nobody can play a trick on them. It could be anybody, a company that's trying to break into the business world, and maybe something has been working for them for a couple of years, and then maybe the next year after that, like the whole market just changes all of a sudden and it just wipes them out. I've seen this happen a lot of times when it comes to clothing, when it comes to technology especially. The world is changing around us. We're becoming more digitalized nowadays, and the old ways of doing things are almost gone for some industries, or for most industries it's completely changed. The perfect example of this is telephones. Telephones back in the day, they weren't wireless. You had to plug them into a wall, and then you had to move the dial to call somebody, and they were only used for calling. And nowadays on this phone, I'm literally recording a video, and I can upload a video from this phone if I wanted to. It's crazy. And the same thing with cars too. Cars back in the days, and still to this day, they were fairly simple. It was a gasoline engine that goes to the transmission, and the transmission goes to the wheels, And now Tesla's coming out, all these other companies are coming out with high-tech electric cars, and the way they do things is completely different. They have a battery, and then they turn an electric motor, and then that motor drives the car. That's completely different than what other car makers are still doing. They're still trapped in this old school type of way, and maybe this whole car industry may not even exist anymore at all. It's going to be replaced with Uber and Lyft and free ride sharing and carpooling. It's the world is changing, guys, and you need to learn how to adapt to it as well. Now, I'm not saying that you need to 100% change with everything and just be a trend person and not have commitment to anything. Of course, you need to have commitment to some things, but you can't be a Grinch. You can't be stubborn to the point where you're not going to accept anything else, because that's just unhealthy. That's just showing that, you don't want to see yourself successful by doing another technique or another skill set or another thing that you're used to, and you just want to stick to what worked for you because it's easy, because it's something that you've grown into a couple of years. You've invested your time, you've invested your money, you've invested your dedication and love and commitment to getting good at this one thing, or achieving this one thing, or making it so this one thing defines you, which that should never be the case. You should define yourself. But people work hard for their possessions, and the old school way of thinking is the only way of thinking. But once the new generations come around and they change the way of thinking, it's causing a rift, and you need to don't be stubborn. Don't have to not be you have to not be careless about what's going on around you, because this is our planet. We've grown up with this planet, and we need to learn how to take care of this planet, and we also need to learn how to evolve with it, not just in business but in life as well. Different technologies with healthcare to save lives, different technologies how to purify plants, how to purify food so it's edible for humans, and different breeding techniques, like the fruits that we enjoy today, bananas and watermelons and all of that. None of that was possible back in the day. Back in the day, those fruits used to look completely different, and they were completely inedible. So it's lucky that we're living in a time where things are changing for the better, and things are going to be changing for the better. Things are going to be changing to make things easier, like the smartphone having a calculator in it, and a financing app in it, and an internet browser in it. So basically all those three things that you had before, a big calculator, a big computer, they're all rolled into one tiny smartphone now. Everything is changing to become so simple now that you can literally record a video like I'm doing now and post it on YouTube and just be yourself, be authentic, and people are gonna love you. And most people don't believe that. I can't believe there's still some people out there that say, oh, YouTube is not a real job. YouTube is not a real guaranteed way to success. And you're right, nothing is a guaranteed way to success unless you learn the system, if you commit to it, and you evolve and change with it, and don't take it for granted. Don't say, oh, okay, YouTube is always going to be there. I'll just save this video for later, or I can always apply for a job later, or I can always apply for this school later, or I can always do this test later, and it's not going to change. I still have to just do this, and I'll be okay. No, it's changing. I'm telling you guys. The construction world has changed, the technology game has changed, the medical game has changed, even the ways that we do in college has changed as well. And I think the most important change that's happened in our society is over the past, of course it didn't happen overnight, it took a couple of years, but I think the biggest change is you could literally do anything. You can literally do anything in the whole entire world from the palm of your hands. A smartphone, you can literally do anything by just working at home, or you can literally do anything. It doesn't take that much to get started. That's the benefit of living right now in this time. It doesn't take much to get started, but it does take much to stay consistent and to stay profitable and to stay humble and to stay unique and to stay have your own style and project your own style to the world, and just be a success in your own way. And you could say that that was the same way for all companies throughout time. You know, companies, I've watched this channel called Company Man, and he really talks about some companies that literally started out with nothing. They only started with like $100, and nowadays they're a multi-million-dollar company. So I guess that hasn't really changed. You know, it's easier to reach people. It's easier to start a business. It's easier to do a lot of things, but the process is still the same. The process of success is still the same. And don't take that for granted, because yes, it might change in the future. There might be new techniques to success. There might be new ways to do something, or there might be new ways to innovate and all that. But really, don't take those for granted, and just learn the process. Learn the ways where you can always stay on top. You can always be on top of your game. And I know that you're not always going to be on top of your game all the time, and that's fine. You know, like in some previous videos that I made, it's okay to fail. You know, you have to fail to win, but stay on top of the game. And even if you're not 100% on top of the game, that's fine. That's okay, guys. You don't have to be 100% on top of the game just to be successful. And you know, it's not about being the first person in line for anyone else. It's about being the first person in line for yourself. And if that comes after everyone has gone through it, hey, maybe you'll think of a better, innovative way to do this, which everyone's chasing, and then you'll be the leader, and everyone will be chasing you. Think about that, guys. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you guys didn't like it, press the dislike button. That's fine, I understand. If you guys want to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. I'm going to be uploading next week, Monday. So be sure to look out for that. And just remember, guys, I always believe in you. And these videos are self-therapy for me. I hope that they will be a self-therapy for you. And I hope that I made a big impact in your life today. And thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, everybody. Love you guys.